Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Greetings, greetings, greetings. If you're here with me live, I'm here on Thursday. It's January the 8th. We're 8 days into the new year, 2026, on the Gregorian calendar. Happy New Year. I am so glad that you're here. This is the first live video that I am providing for you in this new year. And I'm not going to be here long. I just want to share with you just some tips. This is for educational purposes only. Just some tips that might help you with your health journey. If you're working on your health and you're looking for maybe some ways to improve your immunity, improve your overall health. If you've been with me for a while, you know that there's several videos on this channel. I have two other channels, and those other channel links will be in the description box. I have some live streams on my other channel that's devoted just to health and wellness from a very holistic perspective. And so I hope that you'll find those links in the description box underneath this video, and that as you're led, you'll go and maybe search my other channels and find some other videos that will help you with your health and wellness journey. But I'm excited about what I'm going to share with you today. We know that many people are looking for more natural ways, more holistic ways of health and wellness. And we know that holistic just means wholeness, just means whole. So we're making sure that we incorporate the balance, the alignment and the agreement of our spirits and our souls and our bodies, so that we're not just focusing on one aspect of who we are, but we want to make sure that we're in alignment, in agreement with all that keeps us balanced and well. And one of the ways that I've found to be very, very helpful, and one of the probably easiest ways for someone to just begin using herbal medicine, if you want to call it that, plant medicine, if you want to call it that, just ways that we can get more nutrients into our bodies, and more ways that we can just help our immune system to be as strong as possible, so that when we do encounter many of the bacteria and the organisms that are out there that might be very harmful to our health, that we have prepared. I believe in preventative health, and so the more that we can do to strengthen our immunity systems, then I believe that the risk of us catching, as they would say, anything that's out there that would be detrimental to our optimal health and wellness. So I know that many are not going to see this video until after the live. I did not make an announcement that I would be here live, and so many will not see this video until afterwards. But if you're here before I end this video, whoever might be here now, if you want to just leave a question or a comment in the chat, please feel free to do so if you have a question, and if I'm led to answer it and have time to answer it and am able to answer it, I will do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead. I want to say this though. Even if you're looking at this after the live, if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Then that way, when I'm live, hopefully you will receive a notification and that you'll know that I'm live, and then hopefully you'll have the time to join. If not, just go ahead and look at this afterwards. Share this if you find that this video that I am presenting right now is going to be maybe helpful to someone else, even as it has been helpful to you, that as you're being blessed, someone else might be blessed. Please go ahead, share. I believe sharing is caring, and when we care about our loved ones, then we want them to be as healthy as possible. So I wanted to just share some of the things that I do. Again, this is for educational purposes only. You're always advised to seek guidance from your professional healthcare provider, especially if you have a health condition or if you're taking any type of prescribed medication or even over-the-counter medication. Please always get some professional guidance so that you'll make sure that you're safe in all that you do. Pretty much we know plants are safe, but some people have allergies, and as I said, some people are on medications, and so we just need to be mindful of that. But I'm going to share with you, as I was saying, infusions. Many know them as teas, herbal infusions. Herbal teas can be very helpful to someone who's on their health journey. And as I said, I think it's a really easy way to begin introducing herbs if you're not already using herbs. It's an easy way to just introduce these herbs, and it's pretty easy, pretty simple, pretty basic to prepare. And you're going to get that hydration that comes from just drinking, liquids, but you're going to get the nourishment. You're going to get the vitamins and the minerals and all of the other beneficial components of the herb. The water will help to extract those water-soluble components from the herbs, and of course they'll go into your body and just help to build up your health, build up your immunity system. And I'm going to be showing you some of the things, because many times we might just mention some herbs and maybe you're not familiar with them, and I'll just show you some. I will also really encourage you. I'm just going to give you very, very, very basic information. I mean, this is not going to be a long video, and the information is going to be pretty basic. So I'm going to encourage you, go ahead, please, and do your own research. Always a good idea. Do your own research, especially, as I've said, if you have a health condition, if you're taking anything that you think, might not be safe for you to use. So do your own research. All of the benefits that are in these herbs, I wouldn't even have time to even share them with you. And what I'm hearing and what I know, even those who study plant medicine have not even discovered all of the benefits that are in the plant. So we just know what we know, and we share that. Also, what I share with you has been studied, and so that's always the guideline that I use. I want to share with you that which I know has been used for centuries, perhaps been used for centuries and proven to be pretty much safe for most people, and also that's been really studied and researched. And so that way, when you're going and you're doing your research, you feel comfortable about what you're going to discover. So where do I want to start? I think I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up this jar right here. And what I do is I reuse jars. I believe that when I reuse jars, of course, I'm being pretty responsible with the resources that we have. And so what I do is I'll reuse the jar, and I'll just label the jar and of what it is. And you can see here it just says hibiscus flowers, and then I might have a date on here for my own personal reasons. I have those dates, but hibiscus. And so I've been sipping on a tea today, which this tea is a combination of many of the herbs that I'm going to be sharing with you on today. There are many other herbs and many other infusions, as I prefer to call them, that I might have on a daily basis. But again, it's going to be what you feel works best for you. So hibiscus flowers, hibiscus, and I'm using the flowers, have been studied. And hibiscus is an antioxidant. And if you're not very familiar with what an antioxidant is, an antioxidant is something that's going to protect your cells from damage. It's going to neutralize free radicals. And so we do want to have those antioxidants that will help with those unstable molecules. And hibiscus, as an antioxidant, not only helps to lower our blood pressure, but also to help to lower the cholesterol in our bodies if necessary, helps with circulation. So of course that's meaning that it's helping with heart health. It's also going to be a good source of vitamin C. So remember, I started out speaking about increasing our immune system, and so we want to get natural ways of vitamin C, and hibiscus is really well known for having a high level of vitamin C. So that's going to help with what's going on and getting that immune system of yours up to where it should be. Here's another one. We're familiar now. Some of mine I don't label just because I know what it is. This is peppermint. And this peppermint is very, very well known. We're all very familiar with peppermint. Many times we're familiar with peppermint because we know that it's good for digestion. But peppermint has so many other benefits to it that we're always not aware of. So as you're doing your research, you might find that it's good for stress relief. Many people don't even think about peppermint for stress relief. We know that it's a breath freshener. As I said, we know it's good for digestion. Many times people might drink peppermint after a meal, helps digestion, as I was saying. You can add peppermint to salads. Many people do that with the other salad leaves that you're using. It's good as a muscle relaxant. So when you think about stress relief, you're thinking about the muscle relaxing. It's a pain reliever. Also good, as I was saying, about immunity. Good for your immune system health. And it's also known, people refer to it as stomach healer. Stomach healer. So as you're doing your research, you'll find even more benefits to the peppermint. And I'm sure you know why I'm leaning over and stretching over, because I have these jars that I want to show to you as I'm sharing them with you. Here's another one that's good for stress. I haven't labeled this one because I know what it is, but this is ashwagandha. Ashwagandha. If you go to any of my prior videos, you're going to see how I speak about ashwagandha, and it's something that, again, you might want to consider. Not everything's for everybody, but I'm sharing with you what has worked for me, what has helped me, and what I've used for years and years and years. And when I say years and years and years, I mean years and years and years, though. I'm very familiar with it. But ashwagandha, as I said, not only is it known to help to keep you nice and calm, to help you, it's an adaptogen. An adaptogen, think about it, adaptogen. So an adaptogen, it helps you to adapt to stress. So many people are going through stressful times right now. Anxiety, perhaps, some worry, just things that are going on in the news. You know, things just get to people. And sometimes you just need something to help. The body is designed by God to do what it needs to do, but we can help our bodies, especially the longer you live, or what type of lifestyle you have, or what type of situations and circumstances, conditions that you might be going through right now, and you just need something to help. So I have found that I can add ashwagandha to my smoothies. You'll find a way to get the ashwagandha in. You can add it to, you know, just some juice that you drink, perhaps, or water. But it's something you would research again and just find out. But it's just a good adaptogen, a good way to help you with stress relief. And sometimes when you're going through some stressful times, you don't sleep well. So ashwagandha has been studied, and it can help with sleep. So just you know, something else to consider. Many of these that I'm going to share with you, they have overlapping benefits, have the same. So one herb may not work for you, but the other one might, and they have very, very similar components, etc. So that's the ashwagandha. So we've done ashwagandha, we've done the hibiscus, we have done the peppermint, and I want to add this one now. This is stinging nettle. Stinging nettle, stinging nettle. Hopefully you can see the stinging nettle right around in there, stinging nettle. And so it's the leaf, stinging nettle leaf. And stinging nettle leaf, again, having been studied pretty much. And all of these that I'm sharing with you, for the most part, you can grow yourself, or you can go ahead and you can order them. When you do go to my description underneath this video, the description box, I have links. I have links. I'm going to make sure I have links to these herbs, but I do have links to many of the things that I use. So if you're interested, you're already shopping for things and you're interested in what I might be using, then go ahead. You can use my link. When you click on it, it just takes you right to it. And if you're interested, then go ahead. But as I was saying, you can also grow these kinds of things. So I was talking about stinging nettle. It's a pain reliever. It's good for skin health. It's good for joint health. Because it's good for kidney health, it's going to be good for the skin. As I was saying, it's good for bone health. It's good for managing your blood glucose levels. So that's good for us. It's very, very rich in minerals and vitamins. It's a diuretic. But also, this might be interesting to you, there's some studies that say it's really good for hair growth, hair health. So that's something. You think about the scalp, you think about the skin, so that makes some sense. So as I said, I don't want to be here too long, so just a few things about each herb. And even if you're looking at this after the live, if you like it, give it a like. Again, you can comment after the live. Now, you won't be able to chat directly with me when it's not live. If you're here now, looking at me now, of course, it means that it's after the live, but you can still leave me a comment. I will see your comment. And again, if I'm led to answer it, I will answer it. Let's see. So I've given you those four so far. Let's go to burdock root, another one of my favorites. Burdock root. Burdock root is in the tea I blended here that I'm showing you. The tea that I blended, burdock root as well. You can see the redness for the hibiscus. I added some honey, really good. The burdock root. So burdock, another antioxidant. I know if you study health or read about health in any place, anywhere, you know how important it is that we get our antioxidants. So burdock root is another antioxidant. It's an anti-inflammatory herb. So generally, if you're having some joint pain, that means that there's some inflammation in the joint. So when you get the anti-inflammatory herbs, that's really good for joint pain, good for the kidneys. It's good for also, it's a very, very good source of fiber. It's going to be good for your digestion. Has so many other health benefits. As always, I'm just going to encourage you, look it up. You're going to find even more benefits. But I'm introducing you, perhaps, to some herbs you have not been introduced to as of yet. And maybe I'm reminding you of some herbs that you had known about and been using for a while and maybe hadn't. And maybe I'm motivating you or inspiring you to go ahead and start using them again if you're building up your immune system, helping your health, preventative medicine. So bay leaves, here's another one, bay leaves, bay leaf tea, bay leaf infusion, And bay leaves have been studied as well. And bay leaves can be very, very helpful for digestion. As I said, many of these are doing the same thing. Good for digestion, good for respiratory health. As I was saying, the things are going around. Some people are having some challenges with their lungs and their respiratory system. So some of these herbs I'm mentioning, if they speak to you and you're having some of those challenges, or you just want to prevent those challenges, just think about what they're good for. Digestion for the bay leaves, respiratory health, anti-inflammatory as well for those bay leaves. Some of the jars are a little bit heavier than the other ones. And so here's one. This is mullein leaf. Mullein, I know the label is kind of, here it is. The label might be hiding some of the contents. That's mullein. That's the leaf. Mullein leaf. Okay. Another one of my favorites. Of course, I'm showing you what would be my favorites. They're in my kitchen apothecary, right? So that means that I really enjoy them. But what was that I just said? That's mullein. So let me look here, make sure I have the notes I wanted to share with you. Good for lung health. Again, thinking about the season we're in. Good for respiratory conditions. This has been studied. As I said, I'm sharing with you what's been studied. It's been used for centuries. Used for centuries. Mullein has. It's an expectorant, so it's going to help loosen up any mucus someone might have. Get that out of your system. Immune system health. Good for calming. It's antiviral, antibacterial. Some have even used. They've made a mullein oil, and it's been used for earaches, so it's good for that type of relief as well. Some have used it for insomnia relief. So again, as I was saying, sometimes when people are under stress, they don't sleep well. They're looking for some natural ways to help them to calm down and to sleep well. Well, mullein's another one. Skin health. So I'll keep on going. Just have a few more, I believe. Now, these, of course, I know are loose teas. I have some bags. I'm going to show you some. Some people prefer just to have tea bags. Infusions, again, but tea bags, and that's fine. That's fine. But I'm showing you the loose ones first, and then I'll give you a couple ideas as it relates to the bags already done for you, and you don't really have to do anything. And it makes it a lot easier for you, especially if you have a busy lifestyle. So, oh, forgive me for that noise. And so, hawthorn leaf and the flowers. So I'll show you the label first. And also hawthorn, even before I begin looking at my notes. And the reason I have notes, I just don't want to forget what I think would just be some of the main benefits I want to share with you. So I just make some notes for you. But hawthorn, good for the heart. Hawthorn, you've heard of hawthorn berries. Good for the heart, good for heart health, good for circulation. Another antioxidant, so we're looking for that. Lowers your blood pressure, lowers your cholesterol, and so that's all I'm going to say about that. Now this one's a little heavier as well. I have some yarrow. Ooh, forgive the noise. I know sometimes when I'm watching a video, the sound sometimes can be a little distracting, so forgive the noise. But here's your yarrow, and you might be very familiar with yarrow. And I'll hold it up there. And this would be the flower tops. So this is the flower tops, yarrow. And all of these, as I said, I use them as infusions. Some would say tea, herbal teas. Herbal teas, herbal infusions. All right, so yarrow. Yarrow's known to be a wound, very well known for wound healing. It's an anti-inflammatory as well. It's been used in dental practices. Dentists have used it because it's a very excellent pain reliever, and it's used for gum and tooth health. So you've heard of cloves. You know that many dental practices still, to this day, have clove oil in the dental practices. And many times the dentist will recommend to their patients that if they have a toothache, until maybe they can get in to see the dentist, that they can use clove oil or some form of the clove. Well, the same thing for yarrow. It's been used for really, really long time by dentists. So wound healing, it's anti-inflammatory, good for circulation, good for pain relief. And so that's just a little bit of yarrow. I want to get you get you interested, and then you go ahead and you keep on looking for the information. Now I have something interesting now this is a little bit different that I'm going to show you. So these are, I should say, you've heard of mushrooms, medicinal mushrooms. So these are reishi mushroom slices. These are the slices, reishi mushrooms. And these are extremely beneficial for our health, extremely beneficial for our health. I'll just read a little bit about reishi. And these, as I said, are the slices, but excellent, excellent for heart health and liver health. So when you're thinking about helping the body with this detoxification process, excellent for liver health, good for for your blood sugar stabilization. So if you're looking up at the, if maybe maybe you want to prevent a diabetic condition, maybe you've been told that you're pre-diabetic, whatever it is, but you just want to just be sure that you monitor and manage your blood sugar levels. This is good for that, good for hormonal health, but it's also been used to help as it relates to viruses and infections. So that's how I started out this brief talk, just saying that you probably want to really work on your immune system, especially if you know you're out and about and you're around many people, and you might be a teacher, you might work in a healthcare setting, whatever it could be. You might not have that type of lifestyle, but you go out from time to time. So again, do what we can, have a strong immune system, trust God for the rest. And I believe that might be it, but I did share with you that I would show you. Now, this video is not sponsored. I have to say that. It's not sponsored. This is what I use, and I've been using for years and years. So this is another one, turmeric and ginger. Turmeric and ginger. So on the tea bag label, it's going to say that it helps to support your joints and your digestion. So we know, if you know anything about the herbs and the spices that have been recommended for their health benefits, we all have heard of turmeric and ginger. We know ginger is good for digestion. We know turmeric, of course, has many, many benefits as well, but especially it's known for joint health. Also throat coat. Now you might not be too familiar with throat coat, but this one that I have, it's known for helping those who talk a lot, like I do. So it just helps. It has a combination of herbs in here, and they're the types of herbs that are very moisturizing for you. So like slippery elm. So when you think about a dry throat, but you need something very, very moisturizing for you. So in this particular tea, they go ahead and just combine different types of herbs that are used when we need to get a little bit more moisture, help with dryness. This is chamomile and lavender. Chamomile and lavender, and it's just called pleasantly floral because it supports relaxation. So most of you have heard about chamomile for calming. Many people drink chamomile tea before they go to bed. Studied, shown, help us calm down. But when you add it with lavender, we've all heard about lavender. Lavender is very, very well known and very studied for its calming effects. We know that many people have lavender in their pillows. They use it in their homes, in their diffusers, whatever it is. Even babies, many times lavender is used in some of the products that are available for babies, for parents who want their babies to have a little bit more help with their sleep. And most of us are familiar with this echinacea. So we know that echinacea is known to help promote immune function, and that's what we've been talking about. The immune system, God designed our immune system to help us to stay healthy because He already knows what we're going to encounter. And so when we do what He has created, we know Genesis 1:29, and He's given us herbs for food. So when we use the things that God has made for us, and especially when you're looking for natural ways to stay healthy, natural ways to get maybe through something faster than you would have if you didn't have it, but you're looking for natural ways. And so all of these plants, we know that they're natural, and we're very thankful. I've shown you all of them. I've shown you here, I've shown you the labels. I've shown how you can just have them in your kitchen and have them in your pantry. I've spoken to you about how you can use them. Basically, as I said, it's just an infusion. You can steep. Now, I do come up with my own. I do blend mine. Generally, I don't use a single herb. I generally do blend them, and that's what I was saying about this tea that I said that I'm drinking this morning. I can share with you so you can see the red. So I know I have hibiscus in here. I know I have that burdock root that I showed you. So here's the burdock root again. So I have the hibiscus. I have the burdock root. I know I sweetened it. That's another thing I was going to say. You don't have to sweeten your infusions, but if you want to sweeten them, use a very healthy sweetener. Like honey has to be pure, raw, just as pure as possible your honey. So you might sweeten with honey, you might sweeten with molasses, you might sweeten with maple syrup, you might sweeten with coconut sugar, but very high quality, very healthy, beneficial sweetener. But I know I have honey in here, the hibiscus, as I said, the burdock, as I said, and I'm not real sure if it's hawthorn or mullein or nettle, but you do what works best for you. I know it's not the yarrow, but you will do what you find best for you. You may not start out blending as I do. You may start out having a single herb, because at least if you use a single herb, if for some reason you have a reaction to the infusion, you know what it was. See, with me blending them, if I were to have a reaction, I don't really know which one of the teas created the side effect that I was not looking for. But so start out, you might start out with a single herb, and as I said, sweeten or not sweeten, because there are some benefits to the sweeteners as well. Everything in we got to be very mindful of balancing what we're using. So you just want to be mindful of the sweeteners. There are still sweeteners, but so just use a little bit, but think of the benefits to the sweeteners as well. So the honey has its benefits, molasses has its benefits, maple syrup has its benefits. But you know who you are and you know about your sugar levels. So I think that's just about it for now. Looks like I've been here about 26 minutes already. Time does go by quickly. And as I said, I hope that this has been very helpful for you, giving you maybe some motivation to go ahead and start using this plant medicine, using these herbs that God has provided for us to take care of our bodies, which are His temple. And I hope that you stay well. And I hope that if you're not feeling well right now, that you feel better really well, really soon. I hope that you feel well really soon. And I'll keep you lifted in my prayers. And you'll wonder, well, you don't know who I am. Well, I can keep all of God's people lifted in prayer. I can believe that by His stripes, the stripes of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, that we are healed. And I can keep up the body of Christ in prayer. And until we come back again, just be blessed. And I look forward to when God sends me back again with another message of encouragement as it relates to your body, His temple. All right, God bless you. God bless you, and God bless you.